All right, here we go. I'm going to take the political compass test. The channel's grown quite a bit. 350,000 subscribers, 354,000 as the time of looking at it right now. We're all getting to know each other a little bit, and I just wanted to be honest and show you guys what I think about things. I think you guys know I'm not very biased in my videos. I actually really try hard not to be biased, but also I find that really easy for me because usually I'm really reasonable with whatever situation is in front of me. At least in my opinion. Maybe I'm biased. I go with my gut with things, with what I think is right and wrong, what should happen. And oddly enough, I end up kind of in the middle a lot of times. I'm just kind of bouncing around right in the middle. Disclaimer, I get along with lefties and righties. I get along with everybody. I want to get along with everybody. I know some wacky people on all different sides of the spectrum. Everybody is from different walks of life, and I respect that. When I joined the Marines, I met a lot of different people from all over the country, and it was kind of a shock. And then I went to Iraq and all these different countries and stuff, and I saw all these different kinds of people, and it really affected me. There's just too many different people out there, and we shouldn't be telling everyone what they should think, and we shouldn't look at what someone's politics are and like see them as the enemy or something like that. I believe in cooperation, and I want everyone to get along, and I try to be an example of that myself. So whether you're lefty or you're righty, I love you anyways. And if you're a lefty or righty and they're like, well, you get along with the side that I don't like, that's what I don't want to be involved in. You know what I mean? I think that's not good. So that's where I stand. Anyways, let's take this test. I went to the website politicalcompass.org/test. I have not read these questions beforehand. This is the first time. Okay, I read the first one and I was like, I get it. So I did read the first one, but I have not thought about any of my answers for any of these other than the first one. So here we go. If economic globalization is inevitable, it should primarily serve humanity rather than the interests of transnational corporations. Now, I didn't look up what economic globalization actually means, so I'm kind of dumb there. But to me, it sounds like all the money and stuff. So should the money go to all of the people, or should it go to corporations? I was thinking about it. At first I was like, well, the people should get it, you know? But then I was thinking, well, a lot of these corporations are kind of like proxy governments now, you know? They power our world. We get a lot of dope things. Literally all the equipment I am using and the internet and everything that's sending this video to you is from all corporations powering it, you know? I don't always have faith in people doing what they're supposed to do for the best of everybody. So the people as a whole together being able to do that, I don't trust it. People are messed up. Also, individuals are messed up and they can be in charge of things. So it's kind of a weird answer. I think either way we would screw it up. Okay, screw it. I'm Googling economic globalization. Economic globalization refers to the increasing interdependence of world economies as a result of growing scale of cross-border trade of commodities and service. Okay, so it's just the big connection of all the countries doing business with each other, essentially. If economic globalization is inevitable, it should primarily serve humanity rather than the interests of transnational corporations. I'm just going to disagree because I think people would screw it up. I'm going to trust the companies to do it better. It's just the way it is. All this nice dope stuff in the world that we have, it's companies that are making it. I'd always support my country, whether it was right or wrong. Well, you know, it depends on what it is. Did we kill some people and it wasn't right? I'm not going to support that, bro. Are we sticking it to one of our competitors and we're not necessarily following the rules? Well, neither do they. I wish I could pick something in between. I'm just going to disagree because I won't always support my country, whether it was right or wrong. So I disagree. No one chooses their country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it. I think everybody should be proud of where they're from. Doesn't necessarily mean they have to like it. Some countries don't have it very good. Like I have a lot of friends in South Africa and it's just getting really crazy down there and they're trying to get out. They'd like to go anywhere, Europe, America, wherever, other than being down there because it's just getting nuts. But that doesn't mean not to be proud of being South African. If you don't want to be, you don't have to be. I'm just gonna disagree. Our race has many superior qualities compared with other races. No, absolutely not. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. I don't know. I've heard that in like movies and stuff or whatever, you know, like stories. See a little triangle of people, but I don't know. I guess I can agree with that. Sounds toxic, you know? I don't want to be involved in that at all, personally. Can I skip an answer? I'm gonna see if it lets me skip that one. But if I had to pick one, it would be one of these two. Military action that defies international law is sometimes justified. Didn't we defy international law to take out bin Laden? And I agree with taking out bin Laden. He's a bad guy, you know what I mean? I agree that it's justified, you know? It depends on the situation. Should we like assassinate the president of some other country? Absolutely not. There is now worrying fusion of information and entertainment. Absolutely agree. I think the media is confusing everything, you know? Like I'm a YouTuber. I talk about crazy stuff because that's what you guys want to see. I literally see it happen for myself and I'm going to keep doing it because you guys want it. I'm not the news, you know? So I'll give you some info and stuff, but it's all just supposed to be fun to watch. The media, like the news, is supposed to be the news and be information for everybody. It is turning into entertainment, and they're going after the stuff that I go after because it gets more views. All right, see if I can hit next page. Oh, I gotta pick one. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. I'm just gonna agree. People are ultimately divided more by class than by nationality. I have to think about that. Like, I'm just thinking about the world around me and all the places I've lived. Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with that, you know? Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment. I have no idea what controlling inflation even means. So I'm just gonna pick something, but I don't know what that means. I'm just gonna agree. Maybe it means like, you know, keeping things from getting out of control and stuff. No, wait, I'm gonna disagree because people need jobs. You see, how do you make the right decision for everybody? You know what I mean? What I want is what's best for us, what helps everybody be the most successful in their lives and have the least amount of stress. That's what I'm for. I'm just gonna click agree. I have no idea though. Because corporations cannot be trusted to voluntarily protect the environment, they require regulation. Yeah, I agree. Dude, they're gonna get away with it. Like, I used to run a company. It was a manufacturing company. Honestly, if we could get away with stuff, it's just easier and cheaper. It's what they're gonna do. Companies are bottom line based, and if the bottom line is making someone else's problem, companies are gonna do that. I think that regulations are a good thing. Not too many regulations. You could regulate businesses to death. You really can, but enough to keep the environment in a good place? Absolutely. I'm just gonna hit agree because I don't want too many regulations. From each according to his ability to each according to his need is a fundamentally good idea. What the? Okay, I gotta Google it. The principle refers to free actions and distribution of goods, capital, and services that a developed communist system will be capable to produce. I see. If I work really hard to earn my own stuff, I don't want to have to like give someone else half just because I'm told to, you know? It's mine. If I want to give it away, I will. I believe in the power of charity. Charity does powerful things. So I'm gonna strongly disagree on this one. The freer the market, the freer the people. What the hell does that mean? Okay, I gotta Google another one. Oh, is this like free market? Okay, I get it. I do agree in a free market. Everyone stands a chance. The problem is that there's people who get a lot of resources and they get really, really good at it. Think of it kind of like video games. There's people who are like the best at the game, and if there's like a war, they're gonna have all the stuff. So in my opinion, the answer to that is education, like teaching people stuff. So I think being educated and knowing how to play the game like they do, that's the real answer, not like getting rid of the free market. So I'm gonna strongly agree with this one. It's a sad reflection on our society that sometimes as basic as drinking water is now a bottled, branded consumer product. 1 second. Into the recycling! That's so convenient. I love stuff. Strongly disagree. Tap water's gross. Land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought and sold. I'm in my house right now. I bought this house. You know, it's mine. Like, I don't want to have to give my house to someone else. If I want to be generous, I will. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of generosity out there. Strongly disagree. It is regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to their society. I strongly disagree. Here's why. If you make a lot of money, I think it should be your right to be as greedy as you want to be. I like helping people. I like to make a difference in people's lives. I like to have a positive impact on society. I believe people are inherently good, and there's a lot of smart people out there that are good at making a lot of money that are trying to do the right thing for the world. Protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade. Not everyone in the world is going to play by the same rules, so those with the big stick, there's nothing we could do about it. Is it necessary? I'm going to agree. Personally, I think that it's sometimes necessary, but I'm just thinking, you know, like global chess and stuff like that, you know? Yeah, I'm gonna agree. The only social responsibility of a company should be to deliver a profit to its shareholders. I disagree. I think companies are in the position to do the right thing for the world, and they should. They're not always going to, but they should. So I'm going to disagree. The rich are too highly taxed. I disagree, but I philosophically just don't know what the right answer would actually be. Those with the ability to pay should have access to higher standards of medical care. I agree that people should be able to pay money for better things. However, I do think everybody should be able to get taken care of. So I'm gonna hit agree. Government should penalize businesses that mislead the public. This is sticky because what is misleading exactly? You know what I mean? But if the government gets involved, yeah, that's not good. So we're gonna have to just deal with the mess that is freedom of speech and people just saying whatever they want. There's side effects to that, but I think those side effects are better than the government saying what you're allowed to say, what you're not allowed to say. With that said, I'm gonna disagree. A genuine free market requires restrictions on the ability of predator multinationals to create create monopolies. Huh? I think what it's saying is that we need to be able to keep multinational companies from forming massive monopolies. I don't agree with the monopolies, so I'm going to agree with this. I think that if I agree with this, I'm disagreeing with monopolies. Abortion, when the woman's life is not threatened, should always be illegal. I disagree. Women should be able to choose what they want to do. All authority should be questioned. I agree that you should question authority because sometimes they're freaking wrong. And if authority can't handle being questioned, then why aren't they in charge? An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Nah, I disagree. That's too hardcore. I mean, that was a good basic laws to get us started a long time ago when we started creating laws. We've evolved since then, you know, things are not so black and white. Taxpayers should not be expected to prop up any theaters or museums that cannot survive on a commercial basis. I like having public things that are free or really cheap to get into because of taxes. So I'm gonna disagree and also let people vote on it maybe, I don't know. Schools should not make classroom attendance compulsory. Honestly, I think people should have to go to school. I kind of agree with it. I didn't agree with it when I was a kid because I didn't want to go to school. Strongly disagree. People are too dumb already. All people have their rights, but it's better for all of us that different sorts of people should keep to their own kind. We don't take kindly to your top round here. Strongly disagree. Good parents sometimes have to spank their children. Strongly agree. It's natural for children to keep some secrets from the parents. Strongly agree. Possessing marijuana for personal use should not be a criminal offense. Strongly agree. The prime function of schooling should be to equip the future generation to find jobs. Strongly agree. People with serious inheritable disabilities should not be allowed to reproduce. Strongly disagree. Let people do what they want. Leave them alone. The most important thing for children to learn is to accept discipline. Yeah, it should be a discipline. I'm just gonna hit agree. You know, I'm not gonna go hard on that one. There are no savage and civilized peoples. There are only different cultures. I'm gonna disagree on that one. Those who are able to work and refuse the opportunity should not expect society's support. Here's my logic on this. They can expect society's support because society always helps them out, no matter what. That's just the way people are. People are generous. Not the life I personally choose, and I don't recommend it for anybody. It's easier just to work. Again, I'm only hitting disagree because they're going to get support if they beg. When you are troubled, it's better not to think about it, but to keep busy with more cheerful things. I'm gonna agree with that. I mean, sometimes you need to deal with some stuff. First generation immigrants can never be fully integrated within their new country. So I really disagree, dude. People come here all the time and love it. What's good about the most successful corporations is always ultimately good for all of us. Nah, I disagree. Sometimes they're like greedy. It depends on the company and what they want to do. No broadcasting institution, however independent its content, should receive public funding. I'm just gonna disagree because, I don't know, sometimes maybe someone should. I'm just gonna disagree. Let people choose for themselves. The communities choose for themselves. Our civil liberties are being excessively curbed in the name of counterterrorism. I strongly agree. We're losing rights every day. It is a big part of terrorism, but it's also politics too. A significant advantage of a one-party state is that it avoids all the arguments that delay progress in a democratic political system. This is it. I mean, some like Nazi vibes. I'm gonna strongly disagree. Although the electronic age makes official surveillance easier, only wrongdoers need to be worried. Nah, I strongly disagree. You know, stop looking at me, touch my wiener. The death penalty should be an option for the most serious crimes. I agree, yeah. In a civilized society, one must always have people above to be obeyed and people below to be commanded. If we're talking hierarchies here, like there's always like a leader, someone who needs to be in charge. I'm gonna agree with this. Now, can you have the wrong person in charge? Yeah, I hate it when that happens, but sometimes you get the right person in charge and you love your boss. So I'm gonna hit agree. Abstract art that doesn't represent anything shouldn't be considered art at all. I'm gonna disagree. If someone thinks it's artistic, someone likes it, it's art. In criminal justice, punishment should be more important than rehabilitation. I'm gonna disagree. We're pretty hardcore here, man. Like, I think punishments for harder crimes, yeah, a lot of things are not that big of a deal and we can just rehabilitate or something. Give someone some time to think about it. Now, we're totally too hardcore with putting our people in prison. The business person and the manufacturer are more important than the writer and the artist. What do they have to do with each other? People need their entertainment. That's one thing that is for sure. This is the reason why movies make so much money, but we also need, you know, the world to go around. We need stuff. So I'm just gonna disagree. Mothers may have careers, but their first duty is to be homemakers. No, dude, they can have careers. Multinational companies are unethically exploiting the plant genetic resources of developing countries. I strongly agree. Have you guys heard about palm oil? Look it up. Palm oil is kind of messed up. Burning down rainforests so we can have palm farms. Making peace with the establishment is an important aspect of maturity. I agree. I think that if you're against the system that everyone's participating in and everyone has a fair chance, you're going to cause a bunch of issues for yourself and everyone around you. Astrology accurately explains many things. Isn't that like looking at the sky and it's like magic and stuff? No, I strongly disagree. I don't believe in anything magic. You cannot be moral without being religious. I disagree. There's good people that don't believe in anything. But I also know that religion is a big part of a lot of communities and let people do what they want and be happy. Charity is better than Social Security as a means of helping the genuinely disadvantaged. Yeah, because there's more money in charity, right? I'm just gonna hit agree. Some people are naturally unlucky. Let me prove this one right away. Let's say you're born in a train that is about to crash into another train. You have no control over that. That's just unlucky. I believe in the MacGyver mindset, right? You take what you have around you and do something with it. You might not be able to do the most impactful thing, but you could do something. So I'm split on this. I'm gonna disagree because of my train analogy. It is important that my child's school instills religious values. Strongly disagree. That's anti-America, bro. Like, keep this stuff out of the schools. Now, if people want to put their kids in a religious school, by all means, you know, that's your family, your choices. Outside marriage is usually immoral. Strongly disagree. Same-sex couple in a stable, loving relationship should not be excluded from the possibility of child adoption. I strongly agree. Let people have kids. Kids need parents, and if there's a same-sex couple that wants to adopt a kid, let's get that kid a home. Pornography depicting consenting adults should be legal for the adult population. Strongly agree. What goes on in a private bedroom between consenting adults is no business of the state. Strongly agree. Nobody's business. Leave them alone. No one can feel naturally homosexual. Strongly disagree. These days, openness about sex has gone too far. At one point, Elvis shaking his hips on TV was going too far. Back when I was a kid, I had to go get my dad's biker magazine so I can look at some boobies. Let's see where we stand. Drum roll, please. Your political compass. Economic left, right 2.0. Social libertarian, authoritarian 4.36. I'm like right libertarian-ish, I guess. Hey, sorry, lefties. I love you guys, all right? I have no problem you guys thinking what you want to think. Maybe that's the libertarian in me. I just want to leave people alone, you know? I don't want any problems. I get along with everybody. But I do believe people should be allowed to make money. Maybe that's why I'm like on the right, you know? Everybody should have a fair shot, but if you've done a good job, you should be able to, within the law, keep as much money of your money as you can. Well, now you guys know what I think. I was as honest as possible. I'm always honest. I look at everything from an individual standpoint and what I think should be right and wrong. I call it like I see it. Sometimes I get new info and I change my mind on stuff. But at the end of the day, the most important thing to me when it comes to my politics is that I want everyone to get along. We need to cooperate with one another. Now you guys know where I stand. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.